You know, Ed, I want to play a little clip from the interview you had earlier today with the president while all of you guys were still in China. Listen to this excerpt from the interview.
Covered a lot of substance. Let's end on a very short political question. Sarah Palin's got a new book out. Right. You think she'll be a candidate in 2012, and will you be a candidate in 2012?
You know, I don't think about 2012 right now. I think about next week. Look, obviously, Sarah Palin's attracted a lot of attention. She is going to do very well with this book. That's clear. And
you're going to read it?
You know, I probably won't. But I don't get a chance to read things other than briefing books very often these days anyway. You know, she obviously has a big constituency in the Republican Party. You know, there are a lot of people who are excited by her. And you know, I do think it says something about our political process, though, that about 10 months after
we're already talking about it.
We're already talking about it.
But can you envision a scenario where you don't run for re-election?
Here's how I think about it. I said to myself very early on, even when I started running for office, that I don't want to be making decisions based on getting reelected, because I think the challenges that America faces right now are so significant. Obviously, if I make good decisions, and I think that I'm moving the country on the right direction economically in terms of our security interests and our foreign policy, I'd like to think that those policies are continued, because they're not going to bear fruit just in 4 years. I mean, you know, we will have to take a lot of time to get a clean energy economy. It's going to require a lot of effort. Reforming our education system is going to take a lot of time. I think we're putting the foundations in place for that kind of long-term growth. But, you know, if I feel like I've made the very best decisions for the American people, and 3 years from now I look at it and you know, my poll numbers are in the tank, and you know, because we've gone through these wrenching changes, you know, politically I'm in a tough spot. I'll feel all right about myself. I'd feel a lot worse if, at a time of such urgency for the American people, I was spending a lot of time thinking, how can I position myself to ensure re-election? Because if I were doing that right now, I wouldn't have taken on health care. I wouldn't be taking on things that are unpopular. I wouldn't be closing Guantanamo. There are a whole series of choices that I'm making that I know are going to create some political turbulence, but I think they're the right thing to do. And you know, history will bear out my theories or not.
Let's go back to Seoul. Ed Henry is standing by. He did the interview. Were you surprised by that answer, Ed, when he didn't firmly say, of course I'm going to seek re-election in 2012?
I really was, because he didn't really sound sort of fired up and ready to go like we heard last year. Instead, he really seemed resigned to the fact of the possibility that as he takes on all these major challenges, has a lot on his plate, as we've heard over and over again, on both foreign policy on these trips, but also back home with healthcare and the economy, jobs, etc. He's almost resigned to the fact that, look, in 3 years, my poll numbers may be in the tank, may have to just step aside. On the other hand, though, I think in fairness to him, if he had said, look, I'm ready to go, I'll run for re-election, all of us probably would have jumped on it and said, look, he's already looking ahead to 2012. He's not focused on substance. He's so focused on politics. So he's walking a fine line there, and we have to recognize that balance. But I suspect when you hear all that context as you played, that this is also a president who believes that in the end he's going to get health care reform, he's going to bring the economy back, and he'll relish the prospect potentially of going to the voters in 2012 and saying, look, it wasn't easy, but we got maybe not all of it, but a lot of this done, Wolf.
Good point. Ed Henry doing some excellent reporting for us on the road in Seoul, South Korea. Thanks, Ed, very much.